Droughts. Droughts have a varied effect on people and their communities. A drought is a time of no or little rain. These are usually caused due to a disorder in the water cycle and are sometimes the follow-ups or are accompanied by heat waves. The drought which I have been looking into took place in Ethiopia over the years of 1983, 1984 and quite a bit into 1985. It pretty much peaked in 1984 though. What is believed to have happened is that all the regional wars which were happening at that time caused too much dust and heat in the atmosphere, which was causing a lot of evaporation, and it was too fast to allow the water vapor in the air to come down as rain. Now, the hazards of a drought, which are pretty obvious, are environment disruption and no water. But if you go deeper, they kill animals. They're basically destruction forces. No one wants to deal with them. They just wipe out most living things in that area. So if there's one hazard of a drought, then it's death. Now, the immediate effects on people were after the drought were obviously they were slowly still continuing to die away because there was still a huge lack of food and water. But then there was also depression. The environment was just completely wiped out. Now, the economy in Ethiopia was not highly affected by this because at that moment a lot of their money was going into the wars. But other countries like US put their economy on the edge just to help out. The long-term effects were that the people never really recovered. I mean, they got going and they got over the main hump, but the drought still scares them. They're still waiting for the next big one. The environment was never the same. It was just wiped out. And the economy is now in a big amount of loans because the countries which had helped out earlier now want their money and their services back. Ethiopia are defending themselves by saying that they never asked for the help. But really, if they hadn't gotten the help, there wouldn't be any Ethiopia most likely. If there are any benefits of such a horrendous thing, then it is that it forces the community together. Because no matter what you say, it brings people together. Because really thinking about it, if you don't work together in such dangerous moments, you'll die. How people can cope is they just have to become self-reliant. Waiting for help is never an answer. Because for as much as you know, the help will come when you're a skeleton. How people can rebuild, now the government is giving them a lot of help, but like I said earlier, they just have to work together. Predicting droughts is very hard because they catch you by surprise and they last for a very long time. Yet, observing the weather and rainfall is a pretty good idea. But the people who observe droughts and work with droughts are called meteorologists. They're basically scientists who observe how dry the ground is, how much rain is falling, and they predict when the next drought will occur. Preparing and surviving a drought, there's not much one can do to survive a natural disaster which lasts for so long. But you can always build wells, save and gather water and food, and stay updated about the rainfall. Effects on communities is that it can bring the community together, but it can also cause the community to break apart. But as Mahatma Gandhi said, unity to be real must stand the severest strain without breaking.